Hello, I'm Joe Selwood.
And I'm Owen Lloyd, and these are your Solent Sports headlines.
Some breaking news just in. England World Cup winner Bobby Stiles has died aged 78 after battling a long illness. Uncertain times like
Solent Kestrels have been training in anticipation of their upcoming season. The NBL Division 2 team came 7th last year and are looking to improve. Head coach Sylvain Dono says preparation for the season has had a big change.
It is different because at the moment we don't have a league, we don't have games to look forward to. So normally when we practice for a goal at the end of the week. At the moment we don't know if we're going to be able to play this season. So we are grateful to be able to practice.
This season is still up in the air at the moment due to COVID-19 restrictions. Dono is ambitious if the season goes ahead.
It's a brand new team from last year in Division 2. I have here 1, 2, 3, 4 from last year. So 4 is roughly 25% of the guys. So we need to rebuild completely. It's difficult to say because we haven't had any friendly games, any opposition. Div 2 is a really tough one. I mean, we've got some good young talents here.
COVID has impacted the sport massively, not just for the coaches, with the players finding the changes difficult too. But just how much has the sport changed from a player's point of view? Kestrels player Josh Ackenby has had his say.
A lot. You can't get to the gym as much, so you can't really work on your game. You don't know when your season's going to start, so you're literally just kind of going with the flow. It's tough because you can't get a call as much as you want, but other than that, you just can't make what you got. You literally have to take what you can.
Despite the complications, the Kestrels are hopeful to make an impact with their new team. He is hoping that all goes to plan.
Eastleigh enter the first round proper of the FA Cup next weekend for the first time since 2017. Ethan Evans spoke with Eastleigh's boss Ben Strevens about how the team are preparing for the tie with League One side Milton Keynes Dons.
In times like these, competitions such as the FA Cup can bring huge benefits to football clubs across the country. In a single 10-year period, the FA Cup delivered £643 million in prize money alone, with the rewards trickling down the entire English footballing pyramid. On the 26th of October, the first round was drawn as it was revealed that local club Eastleigh will play host to League One club MK Dons. We spoke to Spitfires manager ahead of this cup clash next Sunday.
Obviously happy it's a home draw, but yeah, it'll be a tough game. You know, they're a League One club, you know, a massive football club. It's actually where I live compared to Eastleigh. I live right near Milton Keynes, so I see the ground. It's a fantastic stadium, fantastic football club. What they've built up these last few years, obviously since they split away from being Wimbledon. So it'll be a tough tie, but one we're looking forward to. And we think if we play well on the day, we can cause them some problems as well.
A big FA Cup clash that will take place in an eerily silent Silver Lake Stadium, as Eastleigh fans will have to wait until they can once again enter the turnstiles. This is despite supporters being allowed into grounds lower down the pyramid, with local neighbours Sholing FC welcoming 400 supporters in their last game. Ben Strevens gives his thoughts.
There were no fans in there, it just turned into a game of football between two teams on a pitch. So yeah, I think in the league, obviously, I think we're all getting on with it, but I think the FA Cup games, yeah, maybe it's going to be a stranger atmosphere for all of us. Even the underdogs, you might not have that advantage you maybe would like to get if you were playing at home.
The Spit's most successful run in this competition was back in 2016, when Chris Todd guided his side to a third-round tie with Bolton Wanderers. Strevens ensured that he and his side are taking this competition very seriously, and that they are ready to fight for success.
Fantastic competition, you know, it's an amazing competition, one that we're all privileged to be part of as players or coaching staff, this, that and the other, but it's just a nice thing to be involved in. You play against bigger clubs, you obviously get your chance to pit your wits against some real top players and managers, and there's a lot of financial game that comes with it.
Eastleigh will hope to celebrate their good start this season with a big cup upset against a team 2 leagues above. Ethan Evans, Solent Sports News.
Week 6 of the Premier League kicks off this weekend. Southampton travels to Aston Villa, while Burnley host Chelsea. Our Premier League correspondent Kelechi Corey is at Saints training ground now. Kelechi, how is Southampton shaping up ahead of their game this weekend?
Well, Southampton are undefeated in their last 6 meetings between the two sides. The last times these three sides met was in February, with Southampton winning 2-0 at home. Aston Villa have no new injury concerns and will continue without long-term absentees Wesley and Tom Heaton. Musa Gianeppo has returned to training after picking up an injury problem, but this game may come too soon for the forward.
And what else can we expect to see from the Premier League this weekend, Kelechi?
Thiago, Naby Keita and Joel Matip have not returned to training, so will miss the game at the weekend. And Fabinho, who picked up a hamstring injury in the Champions League game against Midtjylland on Tuesday, is also out for this game. Said Berrama, the new West Ham transfer, is hoping to see his first action in a West United shirt. David Moyes is likely to make one change, with Sebastian Haller taking injured Antonio's place, and he has praised the character of his team.
Be a tough game, but no, our last 3 games have been away to Tottenham, been home to Man City, and away to Liverpool. So you'd have to say, when we saw the run of fixtures, it was always going to be difficult. But we have to try and make the most of it. We have to play all the teams twice, so that's the way the games are coming out for us, and I think we're in a good place.
Newcastle have few injury concerns ahead of this game. Goalkeeper Martin Dubravka, winger Matt Ritchie, John Joe Shelvey and Dwight Gale are all out due to injuries. Everton will be without captain Seamus Coleman and centre-back Mason Holgate and Jean Gabberman, who are all nursing injuries. Everton have enjoyed a slight dip in form and will be hoping to kickstart another run of winning games, but Steve Bruce is aware that the match will be a difficult test for his side.
Yeah, and the one area where they've improved dramatically is the midfield area. The 3 players they've brought in have hit the ground running. They've given them an extra dimension, certainly. And yeah, I mean, look, they've had a wonderful start. They've invested well. They've got a top-class manager. So we know that we're in for a very, very difficult game. But I'm really, really pleased that there's somebody else different at the top of the league. How refreshing is that? Wonderful.
Arsenal are unbeaten in their last 3 fixtures against the Red Devils, winning 2 and drawing 1. United forward Marcus Rashford will be looking to continue his rich vein of form after having scored 5 goals in his last 4 matches. David Luiz, who is Arsenal's most notable injury doubt, and despite United being without key player Anthony Martial, manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer says his team are feeling fit and strong ahead of this Sunday's game.
Well, we keep on working. We want to develop. We want to improve. It's not up to me to say how far we've come down that line, but I've been very pleased with the response after what we did early on in the season. We knew we had to hang in early on, try to get points on the board because we were far behind. But now we feel fit and strong and competitive in every game.
It's looking like it's going to be a great game of weekend fixtures. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Kelechi. Rugby now, and the Six Nations finally reaches its climax this weekend, 237 days after it was brought to a halt due to COVID-19. England take on Italy, but still have the chance to claim the title if other results go their way. We heard from head coach Eddie Jones ahead of the game.
We've got 9 very good players unavailable. We've had a congested club season, which has provided selection challenges because of some of the mismatches in games. But at the end of the day, I'm very happy with the squad. We've got a nice balance in there of experienced players. I think we've got 25% of the squad is uncapped players, so it opens up the opportunities for some young talent to come through. And we've had 2 great mini camps, a good week of training, and we're looking forward to now getting on the field and doing the business.
Elsewhere this tournament, Wales host Scotland, and France also welcome Ireland tomorrow as the Six Nations reaches its conclusion. Wales head coach Wayne Pivac gives his thoughts on the upcoming match.
You know, it's not going to be easy. Scotland are playing well. The conditions, I think, at this stage would be silly not to gear up for some wet weather potentially. So that'll put a new twist for a home game.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.